What made me want to become an entrepreneur? When I was 15 years old, I was growing up in Southside Jamaica, Queens, and I didn't see any real like entrepreneurs, business people, any business owners, or anyone that looked like me that was doing anything different, or not different in a sense, but like who was doing anything as in working for themselves, opening their own businesses. Now at 15, I read a lot of books. I used to work at the library. And while I was a page at the library, so while I was at the library working and doing all that stuff, of course I had to put the books away. I always was reading and opening books and just going through it as I did my job, right? I came across one book, and it was a book on someone's life, autobiography. I don't remember the name, the book, or the person. However, this person was a tycoon. Now, a tycoon is a very wealthy or powerful person in a business or an industry. After reading that, I just knew that that's what I wanted to be. And something so small, something so, nothing grand, but it just inspired me. Just to know this word, to know that this kind of person exists, it inspired me to essentially be that. Now, as I was growing up in Southside, not many role models, like I said, or any women or any Black entrepreneurs, or pretty much anyone that looked like me. You didn't see them being entrepreneurs. You didn't see them owning their own businesses. You didn't see them running their own show. They all were essentially really just, working for everyone, working for the man, all this other stuff, right? So I knew that that's not what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work for myself from a very young age. Aside from that, when I started working after college, I went straight into the car industry. Now, I started as a receptionist, and then I went to BDC. BDC is the Business Development Center, the Business Development Department of the car industry. And then from there, I became a portfolio manager. I became the incident manager first, and then a portfolio manager, someone who manages the portfolios of the clients. And then I became a salesperson. The first time I was actually given the opportunity of becoming a salesperson and actually going on the floor was when I went to Land Rover Glen Cove in Long Island. Now, this opportunity was given to me by the GM, who was a woman. And she was probably one of the best bosses that I've ever had. She was very kind. She was gracious. She was thoughtful. If anything was ever going on in your life, she took out the time out of her day for anyone. You could be the janitor. She's going to sit down and talk to you and figure out what's going on. You could be a technician. Her office, her doors was always open. She genuinely cared about people, and it just showed. There was always a constant display in her work and everything that was done. Now, once she gave me the opportunity of becoming a salesperson and actually going on the sales floor, I learned a lot. Like, I met a lot of different people. I was able to interact with more customers face to face. I really grew, not only in what I was doing, but also as a person, because you have to do sales, you have to really sell yourself and as well as sell the product. From there, I actually ended up leaving and going to Manhattan, and I worked as a salesperson for a little while, and I was promoted to the BDC manager. The BDC manager position, I ran one store, 2 brands, and then as the company actually acquired more stores, they brought me on to do all of the stores with the department. So I went from the BDC manager to now the BDC director, and I managed a team of 7. The team of 7 that I managed, they really taught me a lot as a boss, as their manager, as their director. They really helped me as well on my journey to entrepreneurship, just essentially letting me know, like, hey, listen, like, you're doing such a great job with us. Like, why don't you just branch off to do your own thing? You know, you don't only have to do it for one place or one business. You can do it for others. We constantly always had that conversation. Lo and behold, in 2019, the department was disbanded due to cutbacks. They wanted to essentially outsource the department for much less, to pay someone, you know, pay a company much less to essentially do what we were doing. And from there, you know, it was kind of like a setback and a blow for me, because I did put a lot of my life, a lot of my time into this company. But I made it work from, you know, I made it work. From there, I left. I started doing my own business. I started R Writing Consulting, which is essentially where I help aspiring entrepreneurs as well as entrepreneurs who are currently looking to get into business or looking to do business. I help them develop their business as well as what they are, you know, what they're doing at the current moment. R Writing Consulting has been very, very successful from inception till now. I get clients constantly. I'm constantly, you know, asked to do, you know, many different things. Speak to people all the time. You know, speak to people about bettering themselves, bettering their business, and just essentially growing my brand. What I would advise for women who are looking to either become entrepreneurs or start a business or even grow their business, what I would advise is just something that I learned along the way, which is that we are just as powerful as men. We are, you know, we can be as great bosses, we can be great, you know, we can be great at any and everything that we do. We don't need to compete or, you know, do any of those things essentially with the man to feel as if we're equal. And that's another thing as well too, right? We go after all of these jobs and we do everything to feel like we're equal, like we equally will, you know, we're equally yoked, we're equally matched with men. And we're not. We're definitely very, very different, but we can do the same thing, and sometimes we can actually do it better. So what I would want for anyone to take away from this is that be who you set out to be. Set goals, you know, set goals, have a plan, write it down, knock it out, and get it done, you know. And hopefully one day, like I aspire to be, we can be tycoons, and, you know, we can lead whatever industry that we decide to actually go into.